Okay, let's figure out a way to get our little boat to rock, and this is the down and dirty simple way I do it. Now that we have physics, there's probably a much better way to get a more realistic rocking, but this is the way I used to do it before we did physics. You can pick any object, any shape. I happen to pick the Taru 004 object to make my what I'm going to call a helper. First off, let's make it a dummy, and hit Control D, and that'll bring it back on because we're going to make it disappear at some point in our animation. And I'm going to get rid of this texture just to save a little memory, and I'm going to give it some wild color just so I know what it is and get an idea. It just lets me know that it's there, and I'm going to be turning it off at some point. So anyway, that's our little object we'll use. And now all you really need to do is, let's bring up our animation, and I'm just going to give it some transform keys, and you can set them up pretty much any way you want. I'm going to space them out pretty big here. I'm going to put a transform key right here. Now let's go up and let's just simply move the Taru in some general directions, and let's turn on our go. I'm going to move it a few degrees this way, and as you can see it moving over there 3 or 4 degrees that direction, and then I'm going to move it back in this direction a little bit, 3 or 4 degrees like so, and then maybe over a little bit this direction. And it's really your own choice as to how you want to move it and how much it needs to move. And you probably don't want to move it a whole lot. 3 or 4 degrees is probably going to be fine. And now I'm just going to kind of play it there, and you can see it kind of just gently moving. Now once you've got that, I'm going to double click on that transform line there, and I'm going to then say make our transition curves ease in, ease out, so it'll do a nice smooth ease in, ease out like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab this first frame. I'm going to hold down my control key and drag it over here so it'll start and end on the same frame. That way I can make a loop easily out of this. Okay, now I'm just going to collect these keyframes. I'm going to right click on that bar, add to motion library, and just say Rockin, and say OK. And now I'm going to reset my timeline. I'm going to right click on the object, remove all the animation, all the keyframes will be gone. And now let's go over here, and we have a rocking motion built into the object. And let's let it play out. Don't stop the animation till it runs out the entire length. Okay, and now if we go look, we have an animation clip, which we didn't have before. So now I can click the looping key and loop that, and we should get a nice seamless looping. Let's delete that for a minute. And of course, now that it's a clip, you can speed it up and have it rocking much faster, or you can drag it out and have it rocking much slower. Okay, so now all you really need to do is first off, I would save this object so you'll be able to use it again and again, and that's always a cool thing. And now what you need to do is take your boat object or whatever you want to rock. I made one of these up for a vehicle, for a car. It's like it's moving over a rough road, and gives it a bump, and I call it, my shaker helper. And this is just a rocking motion helper. Now the key thing here, now you'll notice the boat, the pivot point is over here. Let's be sure to center that up, and probably let's adjust it. Let's take it down here to the keel. So that's probably the better place for the boat's pivot to be. And now what I'm going to do is now take the boat, I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say attach it to now the rocker, and there it goes. Now it's going to rock, and that's pretty much all there is to it. You can make some adjustments. You can size this helper in different ways, and that might be cool. But as I say, now you can take that animation clip and you'll be able to do some cool things with it right here. So let's go ahead now and click on the Taru, and there we are. Once again, if you had just loaded the Taru into your object, you wouldn't have any animation. So let's remove it. Let's go back to the timeline. Now we click on the Taru. We say perform the rocking, and now it's going to rock, and it will create an animation clip up here. Let it run all the way out. Don't stop it. Now you've got it, and now you can, as I say, hit the loop key, and you can loop this. So now it will loop and make a smooth loop. Now it's rocking, you know, a pretty good bit, and once again I would say make your adjustments to the little helper subtle, and it'll rock a lot less. Another thing you can do, of course, is to slow down the rocking motion, drag it out to where it's real slow now, and make it more subtle. But it's up to you as to how much rocking action there's going to be, and there's probably a little too much rocking there, but who knows, maybe not. Just all depends on how much you want. So you can create these little helpers, save them, and use them from time to time, and create some nice rocking action for your objects. So hope that helps and gives you some ideas for future projects.